of the plurinational state of Bolivia for his statement. I now give the floor to His Excellency Leonardo Bencini, Disarmament Ambassador and Permanent Representative to the Conference on the Disarmament from Italy.
Thank you, Chair. As others before me, I would like to congratulate the Chair of the First Committee, Ambassador Chan, on her election, particularly as the first female chair of this committee in almost 20 years. I would also like to congratulate the Bureau. You can count on my delegation's full cooperation. Italy aligns itself with a statement delivered by the European Union. I would like to add some remarks in my national capacity. Since last year's session of this committee, the international security context has further deteriorated. We are deeply concerned over the situation in the Middle East and condemn in the strongest terms the Iranian attacks on Israel on 1st October. We call on all parties to exercise the utmost restraint, put an end to all hostilities immediately. We are concerned by the military escalation in Lebanon and dismayed at the loss of civilian life and the forced displacement it is causing. We condemn the recent attacks on UNIFIL peacekeepers and reaffirm our unwavering support for UNIFIL and its crucial role in stabilizing southern Lebanon. We are increasingly concerned at the gradual erosion of the disarmament architecture built over decades. One country in particular is systematically attacking this architecture. After its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, the Russian Federation has illegally seized the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, extensively used mines and cluster munitions in Ukraine, requested a BWC Article 5 meeting on clearly made-up allegations, purportedly suspended the New START Treaty, blocked consensus at the 10th NPT Review Conference, blocked consensus on a final report of the OEWG on space, withdrawn from the Treaty on Conventional Armed Forces in Europe, withdrawn its ratification of the CTBT, announced deployment of nuclear weapons in Belarus, blocked 15 EU member states and candidate countries as observers to the CD, repeatedly resorted to unacceptable nuclear rhetoric. This is a long and not exhaustive list of actions and declarations that are irresponsible at best and gravely illegal at worst. But far from deterring us, these actions and declarations motivate us even further to reaffirm our unswerving commitment to the Charter of the United Nations and international law, to the multilateral disarmament machinery and all the relevant treaties and conventions. In this context, we welcome the recent adoption of the Pact for the Future and its emphasis on disarmament as an integral component of the UN Peace and Security Pillar. Action 25 reaffirms a goal that we all share, that of a world free of nuclear weapons. With Action 26, states commit to revitalize the role of the United Nations in disarmament. Italy has long supported the idea of convening an SSOD4 at the appropriate time and with modalities to be defined. Action 27 concerns new and emerging technologies whose military use is likely to become a top priority over the next few years. We support the ongoing work of the GGE on laws and are heartened to see that the two-tier approach is gaining traction. Italy believes that the eventual goal of this process should be the adoption of a protocol to the CCW. We also believe that the time has come to discuss the broader issue of military applications of new technologies, in particular AI, and to identify the right forum to do this. Chair, Italy shares the goal of a peaceful and secure world completely free of nuclear weapons, in line with Article 6 of the NPT. Effective, verifiable, and irreversible nuclear disarmament can be achieved through a progressive approach based on concrete measures. Trust and cooperation among nuclear weapon states are in this respect essential and must be urgently restored. As a staunch supporter of the CTBT, Italy urges all states that have not yet done so, in particular the remaining 9 Annex II states, to sign and ratify the treaty without further delay. In the meantime, we strongly call upon all states to respect the moratorium on nuclear tests. Italy is also working within the group of friends of the FMCT to give new impetus to the goal of starting negotiations on an FMCT in the CD. We also look forward to the discussions to be conducted in 2025 within the subsidiary body 2 of this CD. Nuclear proliferation risks are very real. Italy urges Iran to return to the full implementation of all its obligations under the JCPOA. We also call on Iran to ensure full and transparent cooperation with the International Atomic Energy Agency. We are also seriously concerned at the irresponsible behavior of the DPRK, which represents a serious threat to international peace and security. We urge the DPRK to refrain from further provocations and to take concrete steps towards a complete, verifiable and irreversible denuclearization. Chair, building on the momentum created by the 9th Review Conference of the BWC of nearly 2 years ago, the working group that the conference established is making slow but steady progress. On 26 March 2025, it will be 50 years since the convention entered into force. It is an important symbolic moment, and it would be a fitting occasion to convene a special conference to adopt the two mechanisms envisaged in the Review Conference final document, respectively on international cooperation and assistance and on science and technology. Italy remains strongly committed to supporting the CWC and the work of the OPCW. We strongly condemn any use of chemical weapons anywhere, at any time, by anyone, under any circumstances. Outer space security will be a key issue at this year's first committee session. We must all reaffirm the principles of the Outer Space Treaty and its obligations. Last year, Italy supported the renewal of the mandate of the OEWG on reducing space threats through norms, rules and principles of responsible behavior. The decision to adopt a second OEWG risks duplication and places an additional burden on delegations, as well as requiring extra financial resources. This is why we support the attempt by a group of countries to broker a merger between the two OEWGs. Italy strongly and actively supports the CCW and its annexed protocols, the Ottawa Convention on Anti-Personnel Mines and the Oslo Convention on Cluster Munitions, and attaches great importance to their universalization. The 5th Review Conference of the Ottawa Convention later this year represents an important occasion to recommit to the goal of a world free of mines. Across all these issues, Italy highly values greater interaction with civil society and a gender perspective as a key contribution to our work. I thank you, Chair.
I thank the distinguished representative of Italy for his statement. And now